Happy Wonderless Wednesday. This is Cindy over at Buckless Coach Web Show Live, and we'll be back just in 1 minute. And we are back. This is Cindy, your host, and I am also an ambassador of National Day Calendar. So, a little background on the podcast. I started blogging and vlogging back in 2012. I joined the Travel Club. In 2018, I started a travel agency, and I'm going around the United States and the world, sharing different stories, whether it's a bucket list, it's something amazing, if you're a nonprofit, or if you're an aviator. We do a couple podcasts a year just promoting anybody who is in aviation. In 2015, I started sharing the National Day Calendar. It's important to share this, guys. Celebrate every day. Go to nationaldaycalendar.com. You can see the shop. I believe it's the celebration store, correct?
Yes, celebration store.
Yeah, so we're starting as of last month. I'm starting to do a monthly podcast where I feature all the different national holidays that you need to celebrate. And I'm going to pop off. I'm going to share this in a few groups. Can you kind of tell the story behind the national calendar? And then we'll go into what's happening this month.
So the story behind the National Day Calendar basically is a quirky calendar that is not a official federal calendar. It basically celebrates happy days, fun stuff, food days, and our goal is to just spread joy and happiness to people around the world. And it was started by Marlo Anderson, and I believe we're in our 12th year now of the calendar. We have a printed calendar, a wall calendar, a desk calendar. We have a store full of product. On our website, nationaldaycalendar.com, we have an article written for every single day that we have. We're finding new days every day. We are researching, adding new content. We have a very large founder list. If you're interested in submitting a national day, go ahead and do that on our website. There's a link that says register a national day. And basically what happens is your day is submitted through a queue, and we pick a day to review whenever our committee can get together. And, we'll decide if it's a good fit for National Day Calendar. Just a little bit of tips to throw out there when submitting an application. We like our applications to be fun and engaging. If you can provide websites, if you can, give us a lot of content about why the day is important. We accept applications for days, weeks, and months, and we also have an international side, and that side is growing too because we are expanding internationally now. Some good news in 2026, we get this question a lot, whether or not you can buy our calendar in Canada. Starting for the 2026 calendar, we do have options available beginning that year. So, the calendar year, interestingly, starts, our content goes to the printer almost a year in advance. So it's a big deal that we are getting our calendar into Canada this coming year. And it's been a kind of a long road to get there. And we're excited for that because we do have a lot of Canadian, we have followers from all over the world, but we have a really big Canadian base right now. And we've struggled to get them the calendar. Basically, mostly it's because of shipping. So to provide them that option is a big feature that we have coming in 2026.
So before we go into it, let's kind of talk about the ambassador program, how valuable that is. Actually, a couple of my friends, Candace, she has a podcast, and also Loretta, they joined over the last couple of weeks. Let's kind of talk how valuable that is because everyone's sharing the calendar.
Yeah, so becoming an ambassador for National Day Calendar it's beneficial for everybody. It gives us the opportunity to meet people, even though 90% of our meeting is virtual. But what it does is it expands the reach of sending out happy news, good days, fun days. It increases engagement for not only National Day Calendar, but more so with the ambassador. And so basically, I'm going to use you as your example because you're here. Cindy is one of our ambassadors, and she goes above and beyond sharing the National Day content. It has gotten to the point where she is making videos, she's hashtagging, she's exploring in her own neighborhood and exploring around the world and relating her things to those national days. So being an ambassador is more than just, a representation. It's about having fun, getting out there and celebrating the national days and getting people around you to celebrate them too.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, in 2027, that I have one of my friends on here, Michael in New Jersey, and he has a nonprofit where he's working on ending the sex trafficking situation. And so I believe it's January 11th. Is it a sex traffic awareness day or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're
We actually have a
be,
few of those
okay.
observations. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, because we're going to be doing a cruise, so we're going to donate portions of our commission that's going to go back to his nonprofit. And then also when people book a trip through him, then I pay it forward back to him. And so, matter of fact, we're booking a couple people on the conference coming up, on the sex trafficking conference coming up. And so what we make from that trip, the commission on the hotel, it actually goes back to his nonprofit. So that's another good way. And then we have National Nonprofit Day coming up in August. So that's if you're a podcaster, this is a great tool for you.
Yeah, and so being an ambassador, like you said, is a great tool because you can use the calendar to get your own message out. So we're going to use the sex trafficking example. There are probably about 10 different kinds of sex trafficking or related material on the calendar. So, each time those things come around, you can leverage yourself in your own cause by having a podcast, having a local event, doing your part to get awareness out there. And National Day Calendar is a good place to do that. Using the calendar because our following is huge. Mm-hmm. And it's a free way to take advantage of getting a message out there with very little work.
Well, next week I'm going to have the founder, Marlo Anderson, on the podcast talking about my national holiday. But you send me an email this morning on the analytics for the first year with the National Day, and it hit UK. I've seen all kinds of videos in UK and everything like that. We'll kind of cover that more with Marlo next week, but let's talk about really quickly, and then we'll go to the next topic, how valuable that is if you get your own national holiday.
Well, it's valuable in many ways because, again, we'll use you. You have National Bucket List Day, and that was something that was dear to you. And you wanted to start the day because you think it's important for everybody to, live every day to the fullest, have a bucket list, whether it's a big bucket list, a small bucket list, do what you can do within your means. But with that specific day, it was a fun day and an engaging day, and you were able to take the day and put it into your own platform of being a podcaster, being a travel agent, and your reach has, I would say, quadrupled in the past few years since you had the day. It makes networking really easy. There's so many positive things that you can do when you have your own national day.
Definitely. So let's go into the calendar and go ahead and share this. Okay, so let's talk about today. We will skip past this one, Multiple Personality Day.
It's an important day, but,
So Cheese Doodle, they actually have some really great cheese doodles at Trader Joe's. That's kind of my go-to place. So let's just go down and see what else we have here for the month. National Dress Day. Have anything you want to touch on that?
National Dress Day was a founded day by Ashley Lauren. If you're familiar with the fashion world, it was a founded day. And even though it says that, people make the assumption that it's about dresses only,
Mm-hmm.
There is a little story behind it. And, you share your dresses and your memories attached to them, whether it be for, prom or your wedding or, a first date or, simply just buying yourself a nice dress. The idea is just to celebrate yourself and cherish how you felt when you wore that dress.
Exactly.
So it's about emotion.
Yes. Well, I'm going to do this next one here, March 6th. Really quick, I'm going to go right past it. But the month of April is National Humor Month. And I always talk about using the Oreo cookie, taking the inside out and filling it with white toothpaste. So, but we'll talk more about that.
Oh,
in
you're a
April.
prankster.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And we're going to talk about more pranks coming up. So, Chocolate Cheesecake Day. So, my book, Growing Your Business Referrals, I do have a chapter that talks about how you can use national holidays and the system that I use, Mailbox Power. So, what I like to use with this National Cheesecake Day is I send a card and a gift card from the system from the Cheesecake Factory. So that's some of the things I like to do, anything related to cheesecake. And a dentist day, have anything you want to talk about that?
I don't like dentists. That's all I'm saying. I respect their profession. I don't respect going to the dentist because they scare me.
So we have Flapjack on March 7th, and it was
Yep.
just Pancake Day with IHOP a few days ago. But I want to do a shout out to Catalina because actually next year for National Bucket List Day, we're going to be in Catalina. We're doing a cruise a few days after that as well. But there's a really great pancake house right when you get off the shuttle. They have that little water taxi. You walk right down, and right in front of you, you're going to have this amazing pancake. It's called the Pancake Cottage. So definitely a big shout out to them. Anything you like to shout out for North Dakota or Las Vegas?
Well, I'm going to shout out to North Dakota actually, and not really. Well, he is in North Dakota. It is my dad's birthday today, so I'd like to give a shout out to my dad, Cardi. Happy birthday, Pop! I hope you're having a great day.
Happy birthday. Okay, so let's see. Dress in blue. So what I did last year, actually, I have a Nepal restaurant here that's located in Huntington Beach. So last year I did Dress Blue Day, and then we promoted his Nepal restaurant. And it's been a really great relationship. I've known him for a couple of years, and because of the relationship I have with him, he connected me to his cousin in Nepal. So National Bucket List Day 2029, guys, we're going to be in Nepal. It's an
Oh,
amazing bucket list
fun,
because
fun.
we could do Everest, we could do all kinds of stuff. And then National Tartar Sauce Day. If you want some of the most amazing tartar sauce, grocery store, go to Trader Joe's, and it's healthy, it's not processed, and it's really amazing if you're a big fan of the tartar sauce. Employee Appreciation Day.
Always appreciate your employees. I mean, I like to stress that you don't have to do grand things for your employees, but a simple thank you or you did a great job, or even taking 2 minutes to have a little conversation with them is important in the workplace because when your employees feel valued, they work harder for you.
Exactly. And it's more than just the number. So let's scroll.
Yes.
We have a lot to cover today. So I'm going to scroll.
We do.
Oregon Day. I'm just going to do a shout out to a couple of my friends in Oregon. Several of them have been on my podcast. So I will be calling them today and wishing them happy Oregon Day, or not today, but on March 8th. Proofreading Day. Well, I got a book coming up. You want to talk about Grammarly, or what would you like to talk about on this topic?
Proofreading is important. We do proofreading on our calendar, on our website. We do miss things. We're not foolproof. I'm saying that now. We make mistakes, but we try not to make a lot of mistakes. It's always important to make sure that you proofread your work. My biggest pet peeve is not knowing the difference between there, and there.
Right. Well, National I Am Day, this is quite interesting because my very first module of my book, I talk about the power of the I am. And one of my favorite I am statements that I actually learned from one of my friends who wrote a book on I ams is I am a finisher. So I tell myself that
Yes.
every day so I can finish the book. And I am statements just tell your subconscious mind what you want, although you may not have it already. And it's just super important to do
Yes.
that as a part of a daily method of operation.
Yep, and positive affirmations with the I am, they do wonders for you. Every time you do something, say something positive about yourself, whether it's I am smart, I am beautiful, I am creative. You're creating a positive mental health movement for yourself.
And this is
And
a new day, right? Founded in 2023. I think
yes, it
over.
is a new day. I'm all big for positive affirmations. I do them every day. Um, and it helps to take a negative mindset and slowly start shifting it to the positive. And the next thing you know, you're thinking of positive things all the time. It's not to say you're going to have a perfectly non-positive life. It just allows you, it's a tool to help you shift your mind from thinking negative thoughts
Yeah.
and
So one of
giving
the
your,
things I talk about in the book is a lot of people say, I am broke, or I am this, I am that, in the negative. So if you actually get rid of the word can't and
yes,
remove the apostrophe T and use can, just tell
yes,
yourself you can do this, you can do that. And it's really going to make a big difference on the trajectory, and it's going to totally change the way that you live your life.
yes. And I'm proof of that because I started doing positive affirmations after my divorce. And they have helped me tremendously. I can't say enough about them. It's not a hard thing to do. It's kind of quirky and strange when you first get started, but I'm telling you, your life will change once you start appreciating the little things in life and being grateful for what you have instead of what you don't have.
Exactly. Oh, we got more stuff here, girl.
Crab meat. Oh,
Meatball day and crab meat day. What do you want
I
to say?
am a crab girl. I love crab.
Any places you want to shout out for that?
I don't really have a favorite place. We don't have a lot of seafood places in North Dakota. Um, but any chance that I get to eat fresh crab, I'm all for it. I'm on it.
And actually, this weekend on the 8th is International Women's Day. We got
Yes.
about 8 people on my podcast. So that's at 11 o'clock Pacific and 1 o'clock your time, Central
Yes.
Time, and then 2 o'clock Eastern. Well, here you go. This is one of my favorite ones here, National Napping Day.
Yeah. I was never much of a napper. And I've learned to appreciate them once in a while.
Oh, funeral director and mortician recognition. Is that a new one?
No, that's been on the calendar for a while.
Okay.
It's an odd one, but hey, shout out to those people who make our loved ones look good,
Mm-hmm.
for their last celebration.
So you got scallops. Anything about scallops you want to say?
No, I'm not. I like scallops, but it's not my top 10 list of foods. Plant a Flower Day, it's getting to be that time of year. A lot of people in the southern part of the country are probably already doing this. Us in the northern part of the country, it's still a little cold, but you can start your seedlings indoors. So Plant a Flower Day, maybe that's a good day to start.
So I want to talk about Girl Scout Day because this is where the leadership begins as a young lady. Because it's really important. Because I did a podcast a few weeks ago on National Leadership Day with my PR person who's setting me up on national television spots and everything. So we talked about how important it is to start leadership at a young age. What do
It
you feel
is.
about this national holiday?
I was not a Girl Scout growing up, but I am all for leadership. I'm all for teaching little girls to value their intelligence and value being a leader and letting them be a leader. Little girls, I think, sometimes get looked at as being the cute ones, and little boys always seem to get more attention. I'm trying to teach my granddaughter that she is powerful and smart, and she's also beautiful. So she's got the whole package going for her. But she's going to be a great leader someday, and I hope everybody realizes that little girls can be leaders too. It's okay for them to be a leader at a young age.
Definitely. And this next one is one of my favorites, National Good Samaritan Day, which is March 13th. What do you have to cover on that?
Being a good Samaritan, I think anybody can be a good Samaritan. It can range from opening the door for somebody, helping them carry their groceries, or doing something grand and joining in, or an organization to help elderly people. Being a good Samaritan is just simply being kind to people and being helpful. There's nothing, extravagantly thought out with this. Just be kind and be helpful. That's what a good Samaritan is.
Definitely. Let's see. We have a lot to cover today. Oh boy, this is a great month. Write down your own story. Yeah, guys. So it's so important to be a storyteller.
Yes.
That's just a huge part of our daily life. Let's talk about that.
Everybody's lives are different. Some people have struggles. Some people seem to not have any struggles, but everybody should write their story down. I recently gifted my parents books so they can tell me their life stories. It's important for me to know things that have happened in my parents' life in their early lives, because I think as children of parents, we don't ask those questions like, what was your favorite color? Where did you like to go? My mother grew up in a very poor household, and I don't know if anybody has ever asked her what her dreams were as a child.
Oh wow.
And my dad grew up in, I don't want to say it was a poor household, but he was a little more well off than my mom. And my dad had big dreams, and he was able to follow those. He's in education. He's a very big education leader in Indian country. And so I just wanted to learn about my parents and their thought process, their goals, their dreams, their favorite things when they were growing up. Maybe it's because I'm getting older and so much history is being lost within our own families.
Yes.
That writing down your story is a great way to share it with the people who are coming after us.
And I talk about it in my book, send yourself a letter.
Yes, good idea.
A big difference, yes, for sure.
Good idea.
Let's see what we have here. Okay. Oh boy, potato chip day. Oh, what's the story behind that?
Potato chip day just honors potato chips of every kind. There's no founder to the day, but I'm gonna make the assumption that it probably was a potato person, someone who loved potatoes, crispy potatoes. But yeah, potato chips are a very popular snack, and it's a pretty good trending day for us because who doesn't like chips at least once in a while?
All right, corn dog.
Oh, I love corn dogs. I love a good corn dog.
And then we have artichoke hearts. I love artichoke hearts.
I do too. I love them.
Do you do marinated or do you do with the mayonnaise and grilled on there?
I like mine grilled, but marinated is good too. Mayonnaise, I'm not sure what that's about.
The big 17.
Yes.
So we have Patrick's Day and we have corned beef and cabbage day.
Yes. An interesting thing that I read when I was doing some research about one of the days is that corned beef and cabbage really isn't a thing for Irish people. In fact, the whole St. Patrick's Day celebration in the U.S. kind of is not like what St. Patrick's Day is about in Ireland. So a lot of distinction there of how people in the United States like to put their crazy spin on a lot of these holidays. However, with that said, it is a fun holiday. I remember growing up and, if you don't wear green, you get a pinch. Well, I have green eyes, so I never got pinched.
So that's one of the things I'm thinking of for 2030. Where do I want to go? My 65th year around the sun. Do I want to do Ireland because that's part of my heritage for my 65th birthday? Or do I want to do that for National Bucket List Day? So that is the big deciding factor right now because that's going to be a pretty amazing year.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So let's see what we have next here. Okay. Scroll down. We have a lot to cover today. Sloppy Joe.
Some people call them barbecues. I think there's another name for them. We call them Sloppy Joes in North Dakota.
Okay. I remember like as a kid, they have the little package, you put everything together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've not seen those packages. My mom showed me how to make them homemade.
Certified Nurses Day. I like to pay it forward to nurses, and especially when it's ER Nurses Day. But this is another day to pay it forward. You know, the RN that you know. Anything you like to touch on that?
I hold a lot of respect for anybody in the medical field. I could never do that. And, nurses work really hard. And sometimes I wonder if they should actually all be considered doctors because they're required to know a lot more than the nursing requirements. So shout out to all the nurses and everybody else in the medical field. Thank you for all your hard work.
Definitely. National Let's Laugh Day. I talk about this in my book, actually. I went to a conference about 15, 20 years ago, and the trainer actually made us laugh. And what in the world? Why would we do an exercise like this? But how it really worked is you're hearing everybody laugh, and you have a dorky laugh, someone has a more dorky laugh, and next thing you know, yeah, you can't stop laughing. So sometimes I'll do that if someone's having a bad day. Hey, let me call you and let's laugh, and he or she will say, "Are you kidding me? Why would we do that?" And it is a great exercise, and it's great for the endorphins. What do you like to say about National Let's Laugh Day?
I come from a culture where laughing is part of dealing with the world around you. I'm Native American, and Native people laugh a lot, and they laugh at everything. Um, we're pranksters, so I don't know whether or not I find it hard to laugh. Laughing is a part of who I was growing up, and it still is
Mhm.
today. And I'd like to think I'm a little funny, at least sometimes.
Yes. So for National Bucket List Day, when we're in Vegas, we're actually going to be visiting a comedy club there, since it's kind of ironic that it's March and then April is actually humor month. So it's little separate months there, but
Keep you laughing for a long time.
exactly. Okay. Yeah. What else do you have on your list?
I have ravioli.
Okay.
Ravioli Day is on March 20th. There it
Mm-hmm.
is. I love raviolis. A good ravioli. So I don't know. I mean, ravioli is food. I'm looking at the next day on your list, National Future Generations Day. This is a new day.
Oh, it
Um,
is.
it
Okay.
is. It is. And the day can be interpreted but by the title as meaning many things, but basically it's about keeping things, you know, keeping things in a good place for the generations to come, whether it be our environment, our health, our lifestyles, making sure that our future generations are taken care of. But the day can be interpreted different ways by different people.
Wow, that's great. And I'm going to see if I could read up on it and get to know them a little bit better.
Yeah, I just published it last month, so it's
Oh,
it's,
okay.
it's fairly new.
Great. Well, I'm going to go back real quick to National Ravioli Day. So some of the things I do is I promote small businesses, small
Yes.
restaurants here in my area. And National Ravioli Day, I could probably do a video at Costco. They have a really great lobster ravioli, or I can find
Ooh,
a local Italian restaurant to pay it forward. Because that's really how you're going to grow in your business, is by thinking of others first. And
yes.
who doesn't
And
like a good ravioli? So
and
that's
any kind of PR a small business can get is good PR.
French Bread Day.
Yes.
And we also have Strawberry Day.
I'm allergic to strawberries. It's a bad allergy. I do not
Oh boy.
Yeah, but they're pretty and they smell good.
So what do you have to say about French bread?
I
How
love
do you
I
like
love
that?
bread. French bread, I love French bread. I love all kinds of bread, but I don't eat it as much as I used to because of my health. But I am a sucker for some homemade French bread, for sure.
So for that, I would pay it forward to a local bakery or sandwich shop. And for Strawberry Day, actually a couple of years ago, the Fountain Valley Police Department, I stopped by there and I found a local Sprouts out here that actually had a strawberry cookie. So I took
Oh,
the strawberry cookies and they said, "Oh yeah, let's take a picture with one of the police officers." So that's actually really great. But that actually was in May for National Strawberry Month, because it's
okay.
also Police Appreciation Week, that the mid-May, I believe it is. So that's something we could talk about here in a couple months, but that's a good way to blend those together.
Yeah.
Single Parent Day is super important.
Super important. Whether you're a mom or a dad, a single parent is a single parent. And they work on a level that a two parent household doesn't. Shout out to all the single parents. My daughter is a single parent, and she is an amazing mom.
Definitely.
And you know, I cannot say enough about the single parents out there who go above and beyond and always make sure that their kids have everything that they need, and they're always taking a back seat to their own personal needs. You know, and they're pulling the weight of two parents by themselves. So kudos to all you single parents out there. If you have a single parent in your life, be kind to them. Offer to babysit for them one night, you know, or go over and help them clean their house, or offer to buy, you know, go grocery shopping for them. A single parent that gets 10 minutes alone a day will value that 10 minutes for a long time. So always be kind, do a little bit of extra, get out there, offer some assistance to them, show them that they should be appreciated too, because a lot of single parents don't feel appreciated in the world.
Yeah, so I'm going to give some tips on that. So for National Single Parent Day, I challenge all of you who are listening today. You can send pizza to a friend that's a single parent. You could send tacos, and there's so many different national holidays that you could pay it forward to other people. For instance, last year I sent about $100 worth of tacos to National Day Calendar office. So little things like that
And they were
really
delicious.
going to make a difference. So find out, hey Amy, hey Cindy, so tell me, what is your favorite pizza place, or what is your favorite Italian place? So you could actually do that through the Grubhub app. Another thing I talk about is how I like to call after I have a Grubhub meal. I'll actually call the restaurant, and there's several different restaurants out here where I've gotten to know the owners pretty well just by doing that. And it's just pretty powerful to make a difference there. Common Courtesy is also March 21st. What would you like to say about that?
You know, just be kind. This world is ugly sometimes, and all I have to say is, if, you know, I'm going to say something my dad used to tell me and my siblings growing up: if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Exactly.
Just be kind.
So I'm going to touch on this. So every time I go to Costco, I make a list of saying hello or complimenting someone on their outfit. At least 50 or 60 people. Sometimes I'll hit that mark. Other times I'll, maybe talk to 30 people. But it's just really amazing how many people do not say thank you and do
Yes.
not engage back. But that's okay. I mean, you're gonna get in touch with the right people at the right time.
Yep. And
And
your kindness, your kind act towards somebody might be the only kind thing that they've heard all week.
mhm.
You know, so remember that when you're feeling frustrated or, you know, feeling low, just remember to always be kind to people, no matter who they are, what they look like, what their race is, what their socio-economical background is. Just be kind to people, because kindness goes a long way.
Yes, it really does. And just the other day, I was in a conference, a networking conference, and we did an exercise to just send somebody a random text, nothing to do with business. And I do that already as a part of my daily method of operation. So I sent 34 texts in 5 minutes. I just copy, paste, copy, paste. So a few of them were really blown away by it. And one of them had a situation that, he was kind of stressed out about. And so I did that, and then the next day, ironically, a mug arrived for his the hotel group that he represents.
Oh,
And
nice.
another person was dealing with something as well, and was totally blown away by that random text. So that's something that you can do every day, because you really need to step outside of the box from the sale. The sale is going to come later, but when
Yeah.
you make a difference, then it's going to just come back to you tenfold. So just start using that as a daily method of operation. Okay, here we go. March 22nd.
Goof off day.
What do you like
Working at National Day Calendar is one big goof off day.
to
I'm kidding. We
Every
work we work really hard here, but we really do take our jobs to a different level, because we are always doing something goofy or saying something goofy. I guess we have the philosophy: if you can't have fun at work, you're probably in the wrong job.
Exactly.
So
That's
tamale, as everybody says, they're actually called tamales. I love tamales. That's my top 10 food items.
mhm.
I love a good homemade tamal, and I just cannot say how excited I get when I go to a restaurant and they actually come wrapped in the corn husk, because then you know they're real.
And that's another good way for you to connect with local businesses. Like for
Yes.
National Taco Day in October, one of my friends' businesses was suffering. They have two businesses, one in Huntington Beach and one at Fountain. And I said, let's do a National Taco Day event. I'm going to spend 4 hours at Huntington Beach. So I was there from 12 to 4. And then from 4 to 8, I went to the other restaurant, which is the one that was struggling. And we had so many people. And when we were planning this, the owner said, well, do you think I need to hire extra staff? I said, I think you'll have a couple extra people. I don't think it'll be too crazy. Oh boy, girl. There were so many people where they were turning people away. They had to reconnect with them later and, treat them to a special meal and everything afterwards. But it was absolutely amazing. And because of the connection I have with my friend Matt Sasbo over at the LA Times, I was able to connect them with my friend at LA Times and do an article. And that's what just opened up the floodgates. So little things like that is going to really make a difference.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're a foodie. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, chip and dip.
Chip and dip. I'm a salsa girl. I love spicy food. I also like French onion dip for plain chips, but it has to be a certain kind. And, so I don't eat that very often. I'm not much of a chip eater, but if I do, I'm good. My go-to is usually chips and salsa or some good homemade guacamole.
And that's another pay it forward to a restaurant, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Puppy day.
Love my puppies. I love puppies. Pay it forward, buy me a puppy. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
National Cocktail Day. So what bartender, what restaurant, what bar do you like to frequent? I'm actually going to probably pay it forward to the bar I went to last night. I was at a paint party with a couple of my friends, actually. I think there was about 18 people there. And they make the best Negroni, which was Anthony Bourdain's favorite drink. So for
nice.
National Cocktail Day, I'll go out there and, pay it forward.
Yeah.
Then we have National Cheesesteak Day. There's also a cheesecake place. I believe it's called Johnny's. I actually was just there not too long ago to promote them, and it was absolutely amazing. So if you know a cheesecake restaurant, definitely pay it forward. Let's see what we have here.
We've got a lot. Wow.
Okay. So just make sure you go to nationaldaycalendar.com and you can see all the different national months, weeks, international. And let's see what we have here. Anything else on your list?
I have virtual vacation days coming up on the 30th.
Oh, okay.
And
Nevada Day. There you go. So all my Las Vegas friends.
Yep. And I think, travel is something that people should do, whether it is a local travel, spending the day going somewhere, or planning for a trip. I have a love for travel that I've just now, the past few years, been able to start traveling and fulfilling these places I'd like to go. I did do a virtual vacation once. I paid for it. And now I have to go there. So I'm a big fan of Egyptian art and Egyptian artifacts and that kind of stuff. So I paid $20 for this virtual vacation last year, and I was just sitting in front of my computer, and I had the room dark to make it look like it was so, make it feel more real. And now I have to go to Egypt. When am I going to get there? I do not know, but I have to go.
Well, we will make it happen. And I'm going to scoot up just a little bit. National Vietnam War Veterans Day. So when you see someone wearing a hat, please say, thank you for coming home. Yes. Also, if you see someone in the Korean War as well, super, super important. The 29th, Mom and Pop. These are the people that you need to pay it forward to.
Yes, you need to visit those small shops in your hometown, in your area, in the city that you're in, wherever you are. Visit the small shops. They not only have the most unique options as far as gifts are concerned, they're just a small shop. They're not Target, they're not Walmart, they're not any of these big box stores. So everything that they sell is part of their livelihood. Stopping in, saying hi, hopefully purchasing something that they have. You will find the best gifts at the small mom and pop shops. I guarantee you, in your local community.
Oh, yes. And for me, for coffee, I promote the mom and pop. As a matter of fact, Michael was on here earlier, And so he's the gentleman that I told you about, his nonprofit. So
Hmm.
he's going to start a coffee shop, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be ready in May or June. He's located in New Jersey, and it's going to go back to the sex trafficking nonprofit. And I'm actually also going to be doing my launch party there for my book. So
Very nice. Shoot me the
Doctor's
deets.
Day, we have a few more, and then we're going to close out.
Yeah, doctors are important. Doctors kind of have a hard job, and shout out to anybody who went into the medical field.
And then we have National Take a Walk in the Park Day. I'm actually going to be having my friend Betty on the podcast to
Okay.
about that. Yeah, she's here locally in Huntington Beach, and she's
Yeah.
doing a lot for local parks.
Yeah, so you just passed up Crayon Day.
Okay.
One thing that people could do and pay it forward is there are a lot of shelters. There are a lot of like places like the Head Start programs, the preschool programs. They could always use school supplies, and you would not believe how many kids don't have their own crayons. So if you're looking to do something for a group or an organization, go get some crayons from the dollar store
Mm-hmm.
and drop them off, because
That's a great
kids get,
idea.
that is one way you can make the day of a little kid.
Okay, let's go to the months really quickly, and then we will close out.
All right.
Yeah, it's a little longer show today because we have a lot covered. So we're going to be doing this once a month. So it's usually 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep. And March is a busy month. It has a lot of stuff going on.
So this is the hardest part about my book, because technically I was supposed to be writing in 8 to 10 national holidays per month. Yeah, this is hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not an easy task. I think
It is
that's
not an easy task. So there's one endometriosis awareness month. I like to bring awareness to this topic because my daughter suffers from endometriosis. She has a very chronic form of endometriosis. Big misconception is that surgery cures endometriosis. There is no cure for endometriosis. For some people, they're lucky. It goes away after surgery. It never comes back. For other people, it keeps growing on your internal organs even after you've had something like a hysterectomy. So if you know somebody who has endometriosis, when they're having a flare-up, go do something for them. Ask them if they need a heating pad, bring them some soup, anything, because it is a very painful disease that you can't physically see.
And I can attest to that. I had it starting in my teen years. It was pretty bad. And then at 39 years old, I found a doctor to do a test. And what was really crazy, though, when I had my hysterectomy scheduled 3 weeks before that, my appendix almost burst.
Oh,
So the doctor said I was very lucky. Yeah.
yeah.
Because if your appendix bursts, then yeah, it's time for you to go to the other side. It's
Yeah.
not a good situation. But I got pretty lucky because I've had 4 hysterectomies, and now I don't have the issues. But it's super important that everyone is aware of this. So make
Yeah.
sure that you go to the National Day Calendar and read the article. 100%.
There are a lot of autoimmune diseases that people can't see. And those are the hardest to understand. And so, best thing to do is to educate yourself
Mhm.
and see how you can help somebody.
So these are the last 2 here that we're going to cover. National Sauce Month and National Noodle Month.
Sauce. Do you make a roux? Do you make your own sauce of any kind?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah, you were a chef.
Yeah. Well, mac and cheese, it's actually on the National Day Calendar website for National Mac and Cheese.
Yes. Yep. Talking about cheese sauce, and then we have noodles. Then maybe we should just make some mac and cheese. Have a mac and cheese show. I'll make mine. You can make yours, and we'll have a taste test.
Exactly. All right. So now we're going to go to the shop, and then we're going to close out.
All right.
So let's get you to the shop here. All right. Let's talk about shop. Got calendars, shirts, hats.
Shirts, hats, beanies. We have chapsticks. We have 2 books, the Popcorn Day book and the Pizza Day book. You can purchase those in the store. We have socks galore. We have we have a variety of socks that actually relate to national days for both men and women. We have some office supplies. They include, writing tablets and sticky notes and notepads and pens. We have a very large selection of wearables, of t-shirts, hoodies, no shorts or anything yet. That could possibly be in the future, but and we always have the steals and deals. Right now, the calendars, I believe, are discounted because the calendar year is coming to an end, believe it or not. So we slowly start discounting them until we run out of inventory. I do believe that they're $9.99 and $10.99. It's
Oh,
a
wow.
it's a very good price.
Okay.
If you haven't gotten your calendar for the year, don't be discouraged because there are over 1,500 days on the calendar. You've just missed January and February. You have all of March through December with at least 3 days on every single day. So there is something for everybody. Pick up your calendar. Guarantee you that you will love it. And, yeah, that's about all I have about the store. Just go shopping.
Exactly. And one quick shout out, National Taco Day now is the first Tuesday, which I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah, because before for many years it was on the 4th. So we're going to
Yep.
be celebrating my 60th birthday for anybody who wants to join in Mazatlan, Mexico, which is tacos all over the place. So
Yes.
definitely something we need to think about for.
And Cindy told me not to eat before I leave, so
Yeah.
I can eat
Pretty much
tacos.
starve yourself.
But she doesn't know that I can eat tacos 3 times a day. I swear I was, a Mexican Hispanic chef in my previous life because I can eat Mexican food every single day.
And National Bucket List Day. Actually, if you want a t-shirt, this is literally the last week that you can order it. So if you want a t-shirt, please reach out to me. They're around 18, 19 bucks with shipping. And so if you could please give me a call at 714-604-9246. And Amy and myself are out. Anything you like to add before I put you in the green room?
No, everybody just enjoy the rest of your day and don't forget to celebrate every day.
Definitely. We'll talk to you soon.
See you.
All right, guys, make sure you check out the show notes so you can follow National Day Calendar on all their socials. And I hope to see you at one of the beaches of the world.